this is a free wellness week. And so the intent behind it is to create a sacred space for you or anybody else who wants to join. And with the offerings of meditations Monday through Friday, 8:15 a.m. Eastern. And then myself and both Kiki will be offering just a little bit of movement Tuesday and Thursday at 1:15. It's all of the work is really based on ideally, hopefully having you live with us to help customize the energy a little bit more and the experience, obviously. But if you can't make it, obviously it'll be recorded and everything will be uploaded in the online system for you to access at any time. So that's kind of the deal. And post Friday, we have basically a self-care launching, more of a self-care program launching with both Kiki and I, and I'll have more details of that towards the kind of more middle end of the week as we kind of formulate that a little bit more. But it's going to be, you can either join for 90 days or you can join once a month. And it's really just to help support us during the winter season, pretty much. Because winter season is the winter season. So
it is true.
Yeah. And we obviously tend to, start curling up a little bit more and wanting to be under the covers. I know I do.
I do too.
Yeah. So so this is what it's about. And so it's a gift to be here. It's a gift to have you here also, Leslie. So thank you for being here. And anybody else who decides to listen to the call afterwards. All right. So finding a comfortable space. Here's the fun part. Find a comfortable space. And you are always welcome to sit. You can lie down. You can stand. I always welcome different positions in meditation because sometimes it's really good to change it up and just try something new. But for today, I will, if anything, just invite you to sit as more of a traditional stance, and just make sure that when you are sitting, you feel comfortable, that your back is long up against something if needed, and that you can feel your tush supported underneath you. And so your tush also has these two little bones called sitting bones. And so sometimes, depending on how we're sitting, you may actually be able to wiggle or move your body left or right a little bit and feel these 2 points. And so it's just two little grounding points, if you will, or two little anchors that remind us that we are on the earth and the earth is supporting us. And so from that little wiggle, you can begin to close your eyes if you haven't already. And again, just tuning back into the body. Imagining your pelvis as a beautiful foundation for you. So much that you can feel almost like a gentle stacking from the ribs on top of that pelvic bowl and the shoulders on top of the ribs. And the crown of the head, the top of the head, gently leans up towards the heavens, if you will, or towards the ceiling. So that the feeling here is like a rootedness in the earth, and also a wonderful kind of expansion up towards the heavens as the crown of the head reaches upward. And so you may feel a little bit like spaciousness within the spine. Maybe it feels like your shoulders can relax down the back a little bit more. Checking in with the eyes, making sure that they're soft behind the eyelids. The inner ears at rest. And so, as we are here in this moment, the first thing we do is we acknowledge the body. We acknowledge the body because it is our home. And oftentimes when we can find a comfortable seat and we begin to align our bodies a specific way, we can also start to feel an internal alignment. And when I speak of internal alignment, I'm naturally talking about our inner world, our emotions, our thoughts, but also the inner workings of the physical body, of the nervous system, the circulatory system, our muscles, our bones. So when we come here to be in this moment, it's a moment where we get to say, this space belongs to me. Especially when we begin to understand that everything is connected. So taking our awareness very much in comparison to like a flashlight, we're just going to go ahead and bring it back into the physical body again. Just noticing if there's been any shifts in the body. And so noticing maybe parts of the body that feel like they've relaxed a bit more, or that potentially have some tension that maybe you did not notice was there. And so we would call this, in the most simplistic form, scanning the body. Scanning the body with our awareness, or the light that we have. And the beauty about these moments is that it just simply informs us. And when we are informed, we then create more choice. So from this physical body approach, I'll now just invite you to pay attention to 4 parts of your torso. There's the chest. There's the ribs. There's the belly. And there's the low belly. And so having this in your awareness now, please take a moment just to simply notice your breath. And as it passively moves in and out of the body, just notice where it might be moving or stopping. And so this is what you call witnessing. And so the idea behind witnessing is being able just to simply be with what you observe or notice. And this witnessing gets carried over into this practice. Whether we're scanning the body, breathing, moving. It's the part of ourselves that simply just watch things. Without asking them to change. So there's a deeper layer around this witnessing called acceptance. And all that basically means is we're giving space for ourselves, or these layered selves, if you will, to breathe, be. And when we can do that, what often ends up happening is there's a lightness that can begin to enter into our own bodies. Because we're not fighting or trying to change things, but rather giving space for certain things just to breathe or to be in the room with us. And so we'll drop in a little bit deeper, especially with the breath, and knowing that our breath is not only a tool, but it's also something that we can utilize to empower us. It's something that we can utilize to help us release. And it's something we can utilize to rejoin with the higher self, if you will, and our bodies, our home. So our breath, which we'll be breathing a little bit more actively in just a moment, gives us the opportunity to potentially be with whatever is present for us. For instance, it could be an awareness of, I have tension in my right shoulder. And so we acknowledge the tension in the right shoulder. We don't try to change it, but we just notice it. Is it tension in the back of the shoulder, around the front of the shoulder? Does the tension creep anywhere else? Maybe down into the ribs or up the neck? So by witnessing, we get to get a little bit more detail of what may be showing up for us. And ironically, a lot of times when these things are alive for us, if you will, it's only because they want to be seen. So for instance, if my shoulder is very tight, what it really is coming forth is an opportunity for me to be with something that is talking to me or showing itself. And so if we know that something has tension, we can gently walk towards it and hold space for it. And once we get the layout of the land, if you will, one of the tools that we can utilize is the breath. As the breath is the direct link to our nervous systems. And our nervous system is what takes in information and releases information. And so on the most basic level, sometimes too much information gets stuck in one place, the right shoulder, for instance. So as an exercise today, we're going to pick a part of our body where you feel like you have some tension. We're doing a brief scan and checking in on what you would like to focus in on this morning. Good, and then coming back and just noticing how the breath moves in and how the breath moves out. Again, paying attention to these 4 points. Just kind of noticing the quality of the breath, and we'll dive into this a little bit more on another day. But for now, just notice where you are as you breathe in. As you breathe out. Good. Now from this place, you will zoom in on the place of your body that seems to be holding more of attention. Good. From here, you're going to inhale from your nose, breathing in. And as you breathe in, imagine the breath moving towards the tension and following the trail. So maybe the nose, the back of the throat. Notice where the breath wishes to go from there, and fill the breath up wherever you are in that space in your body. Full inhale. And as you exhale, you're pursing your lips a little bit. And slowly breathing out. And again, behind the inhale, breathing in. Bringing your attention and intention into the part of the body that needs the most love this morning. Filling up in that area. Exhale out. Again, pursing the lips a little bit. With the intention of the pursing of the lips, it will actually cause you to slow down your exhales a little bit more. It'll help you to control your breath as you allow it to leave and extend the exhale, which is what we want. that the tension begins to melt away. And we'll take advantage of that third breath again, breathing in. And if there's, if you're not exactly on cue with the guidance, please don't worry. Just follow what you're feeling. Understanding that my voice here is just like a friend to help support you through something. So inhaling to fill up and exhaling to release. Good. So after that third breath, you'll just become neutral again. And you'll scan your body to see if there's been any changes, as well as that one specific point that you already chose to breathe some breath into. Most of the time, there's often some kind of change that did occur. And if you didn't feel anything this round, please don't worry. And maybe if you just felt a little bit, that's still great. So we're going to take this next round and we're going to once again create some active breath into a point of tension. And we're going to do 5 this time. Same concepts will apply, breathing in from the nose, filling up with pursed lips on the exhale. Except this time, I'm going to invite you in to see if you can expand your ribs and your belly just a little bit more, even if you have to stretch that area. So give yourself just one breath to try that, see how it feels. And oftentimes when we choose to breathe deeper or try to expand a part of us that have been a little bit more constricted for quite some time, it may feel like we're literally trying to stretch as if someone's pulling our arm back somewhere, right? It's the same concept in the ribs and in the belly. And so what we're doing is we're just trying to get a little bit more access to our lower lungs and our diaphragm. So this time we will go ahead and just be intentional with these next 5 cycles of breath. Again, breathing in from the nose. Bringing more breath into the ribs and into the belly space as you continue to pour that breath right into that area of tension. Almost like a pouring over, if you will. An overflow. Every exhale, pursed lips, slow exhale. Inhale, filling up. Acknowledging the ribs, the belly. Let the breath overflow into any or that one specific point of tension. Exhale. Few more. Inhale. Out. Inhale. And exhale. And one more. Filling up and gently releasing. Long. And then allow the breath to become natural, moving in and out. Again, as you notice the breath, can you also acknowledge those four parts of the torso, the chest, the ribs, the belly, the low belly. And just using the witness for a moment here, just notice, just see the breath is a little bit deeper. All right, and then begin to take your awareness back into that point of tension that you chose to focus in on today. And notice if there's been any change there. And do a scan of the body. How's the body feeling? And you'll take one beautiful big breath in from here, inhaling to the crown of the head, to the fingers, and all the way down to the toes. And exhale. And then slowly beginning to give some micro movements, maybe in the hands and the toes. And maybe it's a rocking side to side of the sitting bones if you feel called. whatever else you need. And you are complete.